Hey, what's going on everybody? We are back today with episode 11 of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. How do I even start off this video without addressing the big elephant in the room? The death of Lieutenant General Mass Hughes. Frankly, as you saw in the last episode, I did not want to believe it. And the main reason why I didn't want to believe it was because in the opening to the show, I saw what I thought was Mass Hughes do some sort of like transformation. And since he obviously hasn't done that yet, I was thinking that for some reason he's still alive. He'll make some sort of comeback. I don't know what's going to happen, but Hughes isn't dead. Well, on going back and looking at it closer, that definitely wasn't Hughes. It just kind of had his hair. So yeah, it kind of looks like he's actually dead, and I'm not okay with that. Like I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like he's been my favorite character, but man, that was definitely hard. It was actually harder than the whole Nina and Alexander scene from episode 4 as well, which we all know that's like the scene when it comes to this show, or it kind of has the reputation. But yeah, I don't know, losing Hughes like that, it was tough. I'm hoping now that we get a little bit of a decompression episode. Maybe we see Ed and Al go on this journey with Winry that they were going to visit their old teacher, and on the way they are going to stop at the auto mail capital for Winry because she's going with them. I don't have too much to add. It's really late here. I am kind of dead tired, but that's just kind of been the trend for recording my videos recently. Life has been crazy. I don't know for all of you guys, but it's just a busy time of year. I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you're taking care of yourselves. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water. And of course, I can't forget to mention that on my Patreon, episode 12 and episode 13 are available right now. Episode 12 is on the Soul tier and episode 13 is on the Extended tier. The Patreon cut means you get the extended reaction as well, which means longer edits and more discussion. And of course, on top of that, I'm super responsive to the Patreon comments, so if you want to leave me a comment that you really want me to see for whatever reason about the series, Patreon is absolutely the best place to do that. Let's check out this next episode, shall we? Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 11. Let's do it. We also haven't seen Scar in a little while, so.
Maze Hughes is dead. The military knows little of his killers beyond the fact that they bore mysterious Ouroboros tattoos.
They had to go out and directly confirm it. I wonder how deep this corruption within the government goes, this conspiracy. Oh yeah, and Ed and Al don't even know yet. That's true. Miracle at Rush Valley, is that what that said? I actually didn't catch it. Wow, a lot of people have it. I guess I never really considered the scope of how automail was, like how... I guess there's probably a lot of people that don't have limbs, considering there was like a big war.
Oh no! Something wrong, Ed?
He got swiped.
What did you lose?
Only the thing that proves I'm a state alchemist.
Uh-oh.
Gun.
Yikes.
Do you know how I can track down this Panina girl? She took something important.
Let's see, where is she again?
I mean, he has a lot of authority within the military. He could really... He could theoretically really get everybody here in a lot of trouble, right? Especially considering the whole government structure. Doesn't seem very judicial.
Hey, you guys? What out? Could that be her?
Yeah, and she's wearing pants. She's crazy. Oh god. Yeah, honestly, I dropped the watch and I just... It ain't worth it at that point.
I've been waiting for you.
Okay, Al. I know it's not the first time we've seen Al use alchemy, but we haven't seen him do it too much.
Now, why don't you hand it over? My watch.
Oh, she's got an automail leg.
Come on, you can't be too surprised. You've seen the town, haven't you? Oh, and my other leg's got a 1.5-inch cannon. What do you think of that?
Come back!
No way! Why don't we see if you can catch me?
Done.
Oh
Well, now, how do you like that? That wasn't so hard.
Winry's brave, man. I don't know if I'd be
Now don't let her get away.
grabbing her after she just showed off all that.
I am letting her go.
Winry doesn't even use alchemy.
Friend of yours? Not really.
So what's she stealing for then?
I have never seen craftsmanship like this.
I mean, obviously she doesn't live in the town or somewhere probably very nice.
This is truly a work of art. It's incredible.
Do you think we could have a talk about my watch?
It's no use, brother.
What do you mean it's no use? I just
Oh no.
grabbed that back, you know?
I wasn't the one who made them.
I am.
Oh yeah. I can already feel the Winry training montage coming up with this guy.
Heavy.
Wait, are you telling me if my automail was lighter, I'd grow taller than this?
It is a possibility.
Wow, brother, you're so big.
Oh, that looks so weird.
Next to me, you guys sure look small.
That looks so wrong.
Right. That settles it. Mr. Dominic, I beg you, make me your apprentice.
Yep.
Not a chance, girl.
Maybe you'd like more time to consider the idea?
No need. I don't take on apprentices.
I understand, but maybe you can take time out of your busy schedule to teach her how to make automail to make me taller.
Can it, you little flea?
I mean, maybe if she shows him that she's really capable of building. Well, I guess
Sorry about that.
he did look at his automail, so
Pretty stubborn.
maybe not.
A little flea. A little flea. Called me a flea.
Oh, poor Ed. It never stops hurting.
Excuse me, but are you having a baby?
Why, yes, I am.
Do you think, would it be alright if I touched your tummy?
Go right
That's kind of weird. I know he's asking out of innocence, but I'm kind of confused. Can Al actually like feel? You know, I didn't think he had senses, considering he's armor.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Yeah, considering they live out in the middle of like a Dragon Ball Z fight scene, I don't think that's the place I would want to be having to give birth. It's probably not very safe.
I was in a train accident when I was a kid. It killed my parents. I wound up losing both my legs in the wreck.
Wow.
I couldn't even walk anymore, and I had nowhere to go. It felt like my entire world had come crashing down. That's when I met Mr. Dominic, and everything changed completely.
They really have it tough out here in this world. Like, obviously, but
So, without anyone ever asking my opinion, I was outfitted with automail legs. The surgery and rehabilitation were painful, by far the hardest thing I've ever done. But then...
Yeah.
Soon enough, I was back up on 2 legs and I was so happy.
regaining that freedom is probably like
To him.
worth every, you know, ounce of pain that she went through.
I owe him everything.
I always find relationships like this really interesting, like the one between Panina and Dominic. Whenever I hear stuff like this, I always, kind of my first question always comes to like, where is Dominic's head at? You know, where is his motivation? What is the reason that he reaches out and helps someone like Panina as like a hurt, lost, abandoned child? I mean, obviously you have things that are very apparent, like he's a good person and he has empathy, you know, but like he has this like cold and hard exterior, you know, like kind of like almost like it makes me think of like an ex-military type of man. And knowing this type of world, he very well might be ex-military, and maybe that's why he's so skilled in you know, automail development. Off the top of my head, I can think of like a few reasons that someone like him might do the things he does or act the way he does. If I go down this little headcanon I just made up for Dominic, maybe he was like an ex-military member. Maybe he was involved in like the Ishval War. And like if he was, then it would make all the more sense to why he wouldn't want to leave some kid abandoned, hurt, disgrace, you know, in a form of disgrace, because he probably knows better than anyone that that person would come to grow up and resent the world, resent the things around him. I feel like if anything, the characters that tend to have these really cold hard exteriors tend to be kind of like the most kind-hearted in a lot of ways. People like Dominic are so unfazed by outside forces, you know. They are unapologetically them. They do what they want and they act how they feel, pretty much full stop. They don't make sacrifices and they don't compromise for the way the world around them would kind of perceive them. He definitely strikes me as more of an actions speak louder than words type of guy. Although I gotta say, if anything, I would feel like Dominic wouldn't be okay with Panina constantly trying to like steal stuff from tourists in order to like pay him back, even though he doesn't accept the payments. Maybe he doesn't accept the payments because he doesn't like the fact that she's a thief, you know, she's stealing and pickpocketing from people. I obviously don't know much about Dominic at all yet, considering we just met him, but Dominic fits a lot of tropes, but at the same time, I'm kind of a sucker for them. I like him. I like him already. It's also pretty funny how forgiving Ed, Al, and Winry are for Panina just, you know, stealing the pocket watch. Something that's very important, mind you. I don't even think they've got it back yet, but they already seem to be like kind of over it. They're not really mad at her or anything. At least they're not down her throat about it.
That's why you're a thief? You're so grateful to him. You should clean up your act and stop picking pockets.
That's true. Yeah, I wish I would have
Gave you these legs out of a selfless
paused
act
after
of
she said this.
So if you really want to pay him back, use that act as an example.
Yeah.
Instead of stealing trinkets from hapless tourists, stand strong on those 2 legs that he made for you. Stand up and get to work.
Absolutely. Kind of goes back to how I said he's probably more of an
Respect you more for doing that.
actions speak louder than words, you know. And he probably respects a lot more in other people too.
You know what? You're right. From now on, I'll work honestly to pay him back myself.
What a quick change of heart.
I should probably... No, don't worry. It wasn't you. It's been sealed up using alchemy. Why would he do that? I think I have a pretty good idea why.
Doesn't want people to see what's inside.
Something's in here he's too embarrassed to let anyone see.
I wonder if it's a picture of
Now,
the family.
let's have a little
She's gonna
look.
feel bad for breaking into this.
Don't forget, October 3rd, year 11. A date?
Maybe not.
Here, you should give this back to Ed.
What is it, Winry?
Nothing. I'm going to ask Mr. Dominic to apprentice me again.
Maybe that was the date that everything went wrong. I'm not quite sure. I don't have the significance of that date just yet.
What's wrong?
Obviously, she knew something about it, though. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Not a situation I'd want to be in. I'll tell you what.
It'll
Oh,
come
God.
whenever it's ready to.
What's the matter, hon?
Are we really doing this? Oh, no.
Huh? Sorry, one more time? I couldn't hear that.
I said it's coming!
What do we do? The doctor's not here!
Is it going to be Winry?
We're just going to have to do it.
Have to do what?
Deliver it.
Yeah.
So you've seen a baby being delivered before?
No.
Isn't that her
We
husband?
haven't,
Or,
but we don't have any other options here.
come on, man. You got to step up.
Everyone's help. We are going to do this. Ed and Al, go and get me some boiling water.
Sure, Winry.
Panina, go find some towels and hurry.
Look at Winry stepping up like this.
Do you have any rest chips?
I don't know why this is happening or where this is going, but I'm assuming it'll be important somehow. Childbirth scares me, dude. Okay, they're not gonna be in the room for that. I don't want Al to see that personally.
When it really counts,
Talk about, you know,
I can't do anything.
now that would be trauma.
I know we're not big believers in God. Maybe he could help us. This once.
Yeah, someone will certainly show up, right? Dominic went out to find somebody. That's such an interesting line from Ed, you know? So a little personal background about me. Nobody really cares that much, so I'll keep it brief. I was raised in a Christian Catholic household, and I went to like a private Catholic school for quite a few years, about 8 years of private schooling. So I was raised in an environment, you know, to like believe in God and all that. And as I got older, I kind of fell away from it a bit. I'm not so much not really a religious person nowadays, and I see no problem if you are, you know, more power to you. But I feel a sort of personal, interesting connection to what Ed just said. There's been times in my life, past the point to where I was once religious, where I was struggling pretty deeply, and I would ask myself, like, God, if you're real, if you're really out there, you know, I need you to help me pull through just this once. And I always have a whole amalgamation of feelings happen every time I think something like that. In some ways, I feel it is a sort of natural regression I have, you know, falling back to a sort of mindset or something I would do when I was younger. And I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing, perhaps. You know, it could be either. But at the same time, I always feel a little bit hypocritical and a little bit ashamed every time I think something like that. Because it's sort of like, who am I? You know, who am I to ask for help? Every time I think about how much rejection I've put into the whole ideology and religion, who am I in return to ask of a favor? You know what I mean? It's complicated. And I think that Ed probably feels a little bit ashamed and a little bit confused himself.
Brother.
What?
Oh, that blood.
Oh boy.
What's going on?
I hear no baby crying. But they did it.
It's a baby! Hooray! Awesome. It's a real life baby. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Really? Awesome.
What is this reaction?
Think of to describe.
What is it?
I saw it. The engraving that's inside your pocket watch. Ow, ow, ow! That really hurt!
Yeah, do explain. What is the...
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Ed, if anybody, you should know very well how curiosity is.
You idiot.
Yeah.
But he has a understanding. So it is that day.
Henry, why are you doing that? What are you crying for?
Winry really has a heart of gold, you know. She can
There's no turning back for us now.
very easily put herself in someone else's position and feel for them. It's really admirable, to be honest. That's a great thing that not everybody can actually do very well. It actually kind of shocks me how few people I feel like have that ability.
I want to do more, Ed. I can't just commit halfway.
Don't do anything. There's no need to get more involved.
Yes, there is. I want to hone my skills so I'll be able to make you the finest quality automail prosthetics. That way you can continue your journey knowing you're as strong as you can be.
And I guarantee you,
I'm going to try again.
Dominic is gonna have
To make me his
a
apprentice.
lot more respect for Winry after this, considering he was out and she took care of everything.
Good luck.
He'll accept her without hesitation, I imagine.
Mr. Riedel said, we did what we had to, that's all.
We are truly in your debt. What you did was amazing. Especially you, young lady.
Yep.
Thank you.
Please, sir, there's really no need to thank me.
It's all a cycle.
You're gonna make me blush.
I've noticed that.
Maybe you could make an exception and take on an apprentice?
One has nothing to do with the other. I don't take on apprentices, and that's that.
But...
But
Ah...
that's what your heart's set on. I can recommend you to an accomplished engineer at the base of the mountain.
Okay, well, better than nothing.
Pardon me. Would it be okay if I came by and watched you work sometimes?
I won't stop you from coming once in a while to see my grandchild. Same goes for the tomboy.
Yeah, doesn't she live there? I mean, of course.
Gotta hurry! If we miss this
Oh.
train, there's not another one for 3 days!
That guy in the middle poster
You
looked like the guy from the opening.
Thank you.
Don't just drop a world clue like that and gloss, not say anything. Come on.
Like you're really one to talk, Ed.
And make sure to steal that old man's technique so you'll have something even better for me the next time I see you, okay?
That's I mean, I guess she's gonna be with that family, right? But
Well, that's it. They're gone.
pretty crazy. They're just leaving her there. They're probably gonna pick her up on the way back, but still. Okay, well that was episode 11 of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Pretty interesting episode, a little bit different. It definitely was the slower paced episode that I had asked for, a little bit more lighthearted than the last. It felt a little bit like filler. I know it probably wasn't, especially we definitely did get like some good character building between you know, Winry and Ed, as well as like we really got to once again showcase how phenomenal Winry is on just about like every accord. And then of course I kind of want to go back and see, it looked on like there's like 3 posters on the wall there, and I recognized the middle guy from the opening. I don't know if those are maybe other sins, considering we only have envy, lust, and gluttony so far. I mean, assuming that this is how it works, I would assume there's 7 sins in total. That would make sense, right? It would be kind of weird if there was only the 3. That was all pretty well and good. The boys are on their way to meet up with their former master. I'm looking forward to getting to meet that character. From the very little time we got in episode 2 with them, I don't even think they said anything, but they had a very like stern look to them, so I can only imagine what type of character they're gonna be. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you back here next week. Take care, everybody.